Tonight on the Q30 Newscast, we have an update on the 2 students who were suspended and arrested after setting fires in a residence hall.
And students are petitioning for former Student Government Association member Helen Dong to be reinstated.
Also, Chris Dacey will be joining us live from the TD Bank Sports Center for an update on everything Bobcat sports.
Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.
Live from the Student Center Piazza, this is the Q30 Newscast.
Hello and welcome to the Q30. Hello and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Ryan Ansel.
And I'm Joel Vanner. We begin tonight with details from a situation that began just before campus closed for Thanksgiving break. 2 Quinnipiac students were arrested after police say they set several bathroom stalls and 2 trash cans on fire in the Commons residence hall.
The students have since been suspended from Quinnipiac and the residence halls. Christina Vitas has more information on what happens next.
As students were preparing for their Thanksgiving breaks, the news of campus arrest was spreading.
I was actually on the train ride home and I saw it on my phone. A bunch of us in a group message on this floor were texting each other about it and read the article.
2 Quinnipiac freshmen, Bernard Wright and Carmelo Dazzaleri, were arrested and charged with 3rd-degree arson, 1st-degree reckless endangerment, reckless burning, and criminal mischief after lighting multiple fires in the bathrooms of the Commons, a residence hall on the Mount Carmel campus.
I got like a text from my roommate, and it was like their mugshots, like the story, and they're like, yo, like these kids like live like around the corner from us.
Only one of the 482 students that live in the Commons was injured after attempting to move one of the burning trash cans in the bathroom.
I don't know, it's kind of just like one of those stupid moves that everybody makes once in a while, and I still feel really safe on this campus and everything, just something happens every once in a while.
I feel like safety-wise, like I feel okay, but it's just like wild to think that someone wanted to like light the Commons on fire. I don't know.
Wright, a member of the Quinnipiac men's tennis team, and Dazzaleri have been suspended from the university and are scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. For Q30 News, Christina Vitas.
Former sophomore class representative Helen Dong was removed from office on November 8th after she took down the Taiwanese flag at the International Business Society dinner in late October. Now students are saying her removal was wrong and are petitioning to have her reinstated. Beverly Waikaga has more.
Going to be removed from the Student Government Association of Quinnipiac.
It's been 3 weeks since Helen Dong was removed from SGA. Since then, there have been some changes, but not as big as the petition circulating in support of the return of the former sophomore class representative.
And the investigation team, they left out some crucial facts.
The petition, which can be found on change.org, was created by the Quinnipiac Chinese Students and Scholars Association. In the petition, they ask that
we need the apology and we need the reinstatement.
So far, the petition has received 373 signatures and support from people around the state. Q30 spoke to Dong about her thoughts on the petition.
I'm being very grateful to everyone who supported me in the situation.
According to the SGA Constitution, once a member is removed from the organization, they cannot run again. To reinstate Dong, SGA would have to make a constitutional amendment. When reached for comment, SGA released a statement that stated, "We will be reaching out to those who created the petition to further clarify the discrepancies." It remains unclear what will happen now that the petition has been created, but the main question for Dong is, will she return to SGA?
I don't think it's gonna be a decision that up to me, because if the student body want me to go back, I will be more than delighted.
For Q30 News, I'm Beverly Wakiaga.
350 children will have presents this holiday season because of the help of the Community Action Project and members of the Quinnipiac community. Community Action Project, or CAP, handed out 350 tags that contained gift ideas for Greater New Haven children in need. Students who grabbed a tag then purchased a present to match the description. Those gifts will be delivered to children next week. Handprints for Sunshine is also running a toy drive this week in the Student Center, and these will be donated to the Connecticut Children's Medical Center. Students can drop off toys in their collection box tomorrow the 30th from 10 a.m. to noon and from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Toys may also be dropped off on Friday, December 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And spreading more holiday cheer around campus, Ever want to send a message to one of your friends on a candy cane? Well, this week you can, thanks to Bobcats in the Community. Stop by their table in the Carl Hansen Student Center to purchase a candy cane for $1 and let one of your friends know you're thinking of them this holiday season.
Also, in the spirit of the holiday season, Q30 held its annual holiday carnival on Monday in the Piazza. The event included games, a photo booth, arts and crafts, and of course hot chocolate and cupcakes. This is all to fundraise for the Q30 Dance Marathon, which will be held on February 24th. Turning now to the weather, Brooke Riley is outside of Hamden Town Hall with a look at the temperatures tonight. Brooke?
Thanks, guys. I'm outside of Hamden Town Hall right now, where it is a little chilly, much different than the temperatures we saw this afternoon. We saw temps around 50 degrees, 60s at one point. It's freezing now. It was a little chilly on Thanksgiving also, but the weather was great for the parade. We had sunny skies, and we have more sun to come later on in this week. We're almost in December, and it still hasn't snowed, surprisingly, but hopefully that won't be coming anytime soon. I'm not a big fan of the snow. I know some people are because of snow days, but we'll see what happens. I'll have more for you later on in the show, but for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke. And after the break, could someone be accessing your computer right now without a password? Find out how to protect your laptop.
And do you have travel plans for the holidays? Stay with us for more information on a massive airline glitch putting thousands of flights in jeopardy of being canceled.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Whether you're on the quad, in your room,
or heading to class,
tune in to Q30 News.
For stories by student journalists you can trust.
We are covering the latest here on campus and in surrounding areas. Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
Earlier today, Apple notified users of a massive password breach. The affected devices are running Mac OS Sierra 10.13.1. This software flaw allows users to log in using the account name root, which then can lead to an attacker to access all the files on any computer. Later in the day, Apple released a software update correcting the issue. Just moments ago, Quinnipiac's Information Services Department posted an announcement to MyQ, notifying the Quinnipiac community. Currently, no Quinnipiac-owned devices are running Mac OS High Sierra, but Information Services recommends that users do not update to Mac OS Sierra if they have not already. Thousands of American Airlines flights are without pilots after a glitch in the scheduling system allowed every pilot who requested time off for Christmas vacation to have it. Flights affected include those out of New York, Miami, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. The airline is now frantically working to find fill-in pilots, offering to pay time and a half to those who volunteer. Well, the results are in from the Hamden Police Department's Click It or Ticket campaign that took place last Monday through Friday. Janelle Cadigan is outside of Hamden Police headquarters with the numbers, and I hear they are pretty high, Janelle.
That's right, Joel. Police issued a total of 127 tickets just last week for seatbelt infractions on major roads in Hamden, such as Whitney and Dixwell. I spoke to Police Chief Weiger, who tells me that the goals of the campaign were, first of all, to educate residents on Connecticut state law, which says that if you're under the age of 16, no matter where you're sitting in the car, or if you're sitting in the front seat of the car, no matter what your age, you have to be wearing a seatbelt. The other goal of the campaign was enforcement, and of course, police are striving to get 100% compliancy on these laws, and looking at the results from last week, they're at about 90% compliancy, considering the fact that over 15,000 cars drive on Whitney Ave every single day, and they only had to write 127 tickets. It sounds like a lot, but really it's not. And this campaign takes place twice a year, so residents should expect to see police enforcing that law again in May. For now, that's all I have from Hamden Police Headquarters. Janelle Cadigan, Q30 News.
This morning, Quinnipiac announced that Dr. Don Sawyer is being appointed Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs and Chief Diversity Officer. Don is an assistant professor of sociology and has 18 years of experience in higher education. As a sociologist, he works on projects in urban public schools as well as with men re-entering society after serving time in prison. Dr. Sawyer will serve as an interim role until the university finds a permanent replacement for the former VP Diana Reza. And the political world remains spinning as Al Franken and the Trumps made headlines this week. Kayla Heavey is here with this week's political update. Kayla?
Thanks, Ryan. Minnesota Senator Al Franken has returned to Capitol Hill about a week and a half after he was accused of sexual misconduct by 4 women. He was first accused by radio broadcaster Leanne Tweeden, who said Franken had forcibly kissed her. Also released was a photo of Franken posing with his hands over her chest back in 2009. Another woman said he had groped him during the 2010 Minnesota State Fair. 2 others told Huffington Post he touched them inappropriately during campaign events. Franken has apologized for what he has done. In an interview with Minnesota Public Radio, he said he has a lot of work to do to regain the trust of his friends, colleagues, and others. The House will vote this week on a method to prevent events like this from happening by requiring all lawmakers and staff to complete anti-harassment training. Up next, United States Senator Elizabeth Warren was targeted by President Donald Trump at an event this past weekend. The event was to honor elderly Native American code talkers who used their tribal languages during World War II to help confuse U.S. enemies. Donald Trump said to natives, quote, "You were here long before any of us were here, although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas." Democrats quickly called it a racial slur, and Warren called it disturbing. The Native Americans honored that they made a statement about Trump's comment, saying it was, quote, culturally insensitive. The National Congress of American Indians said it overshadowed the Native American war heroes that were being honored that day. On a more upbeat note, Christmas is right around the corner, and the White House is getting ready to celebrate the holidays. First Lady Melania Trump welcomed children and students from Joint Base Andrews in Maryland on Monday. She gave them a tour of the White House decorations and also made arts and crafts with the kids. Ms. Trump also brought the tour into the Grand Hall foyer where they watched ballerinas dance in the Nutcracker Suite performed by the Marine Band. And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Missouri. Crews traveled to Canton, Missouri Tuesday morning to cut down a 35-foot Christmas tree. The spruce was donated by a family from Canton and will be transported to and decorated at the Missouri Governor's Mansion. The annual tree lighting will take place on December 1st. Everyone is invited to see the tree lighting. There will also be music as well to enjoy. That's all I have for politics this week. Back to Ryan and Joel at the desk.
Thanks, Kayla. Switching gears, a lot happened in the entertainment world this past week. Carrie Golden is here to tell us just what went on. Carrie?
A really sad day for NBC as Matt Lauer was fired for inappropriate sexual behavior early this morning. Lauer is the morning news anchor for The Today Show. This was brought to light after a female colleague made a detailed complaint accusing him of such behavior during the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Other women have come forward after this, sharing their accounts of his inappropriate behavior. NBC Chairman Andy Lack released a statement saying on Monday night, "We have received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace," by Matt Lauer. While it is the first complaint about his behavior in the over 20 years he's been at NBC News, we were also presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident. Investigations against Lauer continue, and we will keep you up to date as those details come to surface. Well, guys, it looks like there will be another royal wedding in the future. That's right, Prince Harry announced his engagement to 36-year-old Meghan Markle. The two started dating a year and a half before their engagement, and in a private interview, the prince stated that the two fell in love so quickly that the stars were aligned. Prince Harry is fifth in line to the British throne, while his future bride is one of the stars of TV show Suits. A date has not been decided on for the wedding, but they plan to marry in the spring of 2018. We will also keep you up to date on those details as soon as the date is set. The results are in for the 2018 Grammy Awards. This year, Jay-Z is leading with a total of 8 Grammy nominations. Kendrick Lamar is not far behind with 7 nominations. However, there has been some backlash from fans since the nominees were revealed. Both Taylor Swift and Sam Smith's albums have topped the Billboard album charts, but did not make it on the nominee list for Album of the Year. Some Ed Sheeran fans were also outraged that he did not receive a nomination in any of the major categories with the release of his album Divide. Kylie Jenner is currently dating rapper Travis Scott, while her sister Khloe is dating NBA player Christian Thompson. Speaking of award shows, the Golden Globe Awards are just around the corner, and the Hollywood Foreign Press Association has chosen a host. Seth Meyers is set to host the 75th annual award show, set to air on NBC on January 7th. He will be succeeding last year's host Jimmy Fallon, and in a statement, the president of the HFPA said, quote, "With his natural comedic wit and innate ability to charm audiences, Seth will help us carry on the celebratory tradition of recognizing the best in television and film at the party of the year," end quote. Nominations for the Golden Globes will be released on December 11th. That's all I have for your entertainment news update. Back to Joel and Ryan at the desk.
Oh, thanks a lot, Carrie. Coming up after the break, Brooke Riley is here with the full weather forecast for the week.
And the men's basketball team just defeated UMass Amherst. Chris Stacy is up at the bank with the scores.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Q-Cash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
This is Sports Pause.
Are you concerned with the 0-2 start for this team?
Right here, top of the circle, again, rips it past the grassroots goalie.
What will breaking the record mean for the program himself? I mean, 138 wins.
There's the tough shot. What a nice play by Mikey Dixon.
Just good in transition. Just a really dynamic scorer he can create for himself.
And now, Emma, it's time for the top 5 plays of the week.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome to the WQAQ Morning Show. Dan Ball and Emma Spagnolo joining you here from the QAQ studios in Hamden. And Emma, it is that time of year again.
Lately, it seems like the weather has been all over the place.
Yes, but Brooke Riley is here outside of Hamden Town Hall, where it's getting a little bit chilly out. Brooke?
Thanks, guys. The temperatures are dropping as I'm still outside Hamden Town Hall. We're going to see temps around 26 degrees tonight. That's a bit chilly, especially compared to what we saw this afternoon. Temps are going to be up in the mid-40s, around 45 degrees tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, mostly sun. And tomorrow night, it's not going to be as chilly as tonight, but we're going to see temps around 39 degrees. Looking across the state of Connecticut, we're going to see temperatures around the mid to high 20s, a little cooler inland, and a little bit warmer around New Haven and New London on the coast. Looking at our week ahead, temperatures look pretty good in the mid to high 40s. We have 57 today, sunny skies, a low of 26 tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy skies, 46 is our high, 40 as our low. Friday, we got some nice weather coming in for the weekend, 48 degrees with a low of 27. Saturday, 45 with a low of 33. And Sunday, 50 with a low of 30. All sunny skies there. Very few clouds. Great weekend to go out and enjoy the nice weather before it gets too cold and snowy, as I mentioned before. Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy skies. With some sun, a high of 48 and a low of 35. And Tuesday, our only rain in the forecast, we're going to have a high of 52 and a low of 40. That's all I have for this week's weather forecast. Enjoy the fall weather while it lasts. I know I certainly will. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke. While we all relaxed at home over Thanksgiving break, Quinnipiac sports teams kept busy.
Here's Q30's Chris Stacey with our sports update. Chris?
Thanks, guys. Live from the TD Bank Sports Center right after the men's basketball team defeated UMass, but we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to start off with the rugby team. They played in the national championship looking to go for the three-peat, and that is exactly what they did, defeating Dartmouth 29-20, absolute dynasty. And we're going to move on to some winter sports now. Let's not forget, obviously, the Yale game was also 2 weekends ago. Quinnipiac took home the hero's hat, beating Yale 3-0. Now on to the basketball court. The women's team played host to Northern Colorado for their first home game of the season. Now, Northern Colorado isn't a big-name school like Iowa or Ohio State, like the women's basketball team has already played, but don't be fooled by this team. They were 22-8 last season. Now, the Bobcats did start off slow in this game, but they did manage to come back, defeat Northern Colorado 60-49. Now, yesterday they welcomed Dayton into the TD Bank Sports Center. They also won this game by a score of 72-66. Sarah Schuin, career-high 24 points. Then Vanessa Udoji, 14 points, 7 rebounds to add to the game. And now on to this game. Quinnipiac also had a game against Maine a few days ago. They looked dead in the water after the first half. They were down 23 points, but they did manage to come back. However, they did fall short in the end. Maine was able to make their free throws. And speaking of free throws, Quinnipiac was able to make theirs today and assure that they get the win, 68-66. Close win, big win for the Bobcats, as Isaiah Washington had a total of 14 points. That's leading the Bobcats in scoring. And then you had C.J. Anderson had a big day for the Minutemen, 23 points. You also had players like Aaron Robinson come off the bench. He grabbed 7 rebounds and added 8 points. Big win for the Bobcats, their second win of the year, second win for Baker Dunleavy here at Quinnipiac. That's all I have for sports today. Let's go back down at main campus to the desk.
Thanks, Chris. Well, keeping in that Bobcat spirit, take a look at this amazing picture taken by a Virginia woman. A Bobcat ran into the road in front of her car on Thanksgiving Day and ended up getting stuck in the grill.
The woman didn't know it was stuck there and continued on her 50-mile drive to Richmond, where she then discovered the Bobcat was still with her. The Wildlife Center of Virginia treated the Bobcat for injuries which included a large cut and bruised lungs. They expect to be able to release the Bobcat within the next few weeks. And that's all the time that we have for tonight's show. Thank you for watching.
Stay up to date with the latest news on campus and in the surrounding area by following us at Q30 News on Twitter and by bookmarking our website, q30tv.com.
I'm Ryan Ansel.
And I'm Joel Vanner. Good night.